when did I know I was gay? I knew I was different. I didn't know I was gay. I knew I was different when I was 4 or 5 years old, and I had an older brother, and we didn't have the same interests. And I think down deep, I think my father and my mother knew that I was different, and I was treated differently. My father pretty much rejected that, and but anyway, I grew up in a small town and always knew that I was different. And then as I got older, it was like when I was sitting at the table with my parents, one day I remember a conversation they were having that a friend of theirs or a friend of theirs had a son who was gay. And the parents sent them to Omaha to an institution to get that taken care of. And they did, I can remember my mother saying, they did electroshocks on that boy, and he can't even tie his shoes now. And that's really that fear, thinking, oh my God, I am gay. That's the word, and I don't want that. So I must be sick. So I suppressed it all of my life. I had a normal heterosexual life, got married. I had one daughter. I have 2 granddaughters. And I did that for about 27 years. And I got a divorce not because I was gay. I never acted on that. But the marriage was so bad that I was being threatened and things, and it was just enough. And so I got a divorce. After that, I had to think about what I was going to do. Everybody knew me as a heterosexual man at work and friends and all, and what should I do? I knew I was gay, and so I contemplated that for the year that I was going through the divorce, and I just decided that God created me, and that He loved me, and so I really needed to be true to who He created, not the person I created that was so miserable and afraid. So amazingly, when I came out, I had support of my friends and the people at work that were my friends. So the transition was not horrible. It was careful. I didn't run around with a rainbow flag on my back or anything of that nature, but I felt relieved, and I felt like I was finally whole.
So, but now you would run around with the rainbow flag behind your back?
Yes.
And what do you think that is possible now?
Well, people like Harvey Milk, growing up, I would say the first, and I wish I could remember the name of the show. It was a late night show that came on, and there was a gay character. It was early on, and it was unheard of to see a gay character in a movie, and I thought, wow, this is not going to make it very long, and I don't know, it may have lasted 2 or 3 seasons, I'm not sure. And then Will and Grace came on, and again, that normalized, and I can remember saying that this is the first step. I was married. I said, this is the first step to normalizing gay relationships. Once it comes out into the public and people are now familiar with these people are just people, then it will become more normal. And then, of course, Harvey Milk, he was the first person that I can remember politically who stood up and said, we have rights, and they need to be recognized. And so I'll forever be grateful. Yes. My husband and I met while I was still working, and he was from Canada, from Vancouver. And once I retired, he flew down, and we drove my car out to Rancho Mirage in California, where we had a house. And he had proposed to me the May before I graduated, before I retired. Very romantic. You couldn't ask for anything more romantic. He took me to Paris. We were at a friend's art opening. We went to the Eiffel Tower, had supper, and after supper, he proposed to me. And I'll never forget, the French waiters came over and started to cry and said, "Can I take a picture of you two?" Yeah. And so anyway, that August after I retired, we got married, had a wedding in Vancouver because it wasn't legal in the United States at that time. We had a wonderful wedding. We had 120 guests, reception, and it was actually very beautiful. And one of the things that made me, I guess, feel that the world was changing was that we got married at the rowing club in Vancouver, and it was on a big deck, and where we were standing, the sea walk goes around that deck by Stanley Park. And as we were getting married, I really wasn't paying any attention to the park or people or whatever. And I just happened to look down in the wedding, and there were like 8 people standing there participating in our wedding. And when they saw me look at them, they all did a thumbs up. Well, right now our situation in the U.S. is precarious because of the leadership we have right now. I think what we have to do is become even more politically involved. We're seeing more of that here in California, where, especially here in Palm Springs, where gay, transsexuals are holding offices, responsible offices in city government. I think that will continue, where we know that in Congress, in our Senate, and in the House of Representatives, there are representatives that are there who are openly gay. And the more that people see us as just people and not gay people, just people, that I think is going to be the secret to, and it's really no secret, of just accepting people wherever they are in their lives.